Hello and welcome back to the Formula One 2025 World Championship, race number 5 in Saudi Arabia. And of course, a really challenging course in Saudi Arabia, one of the tightest and fastest street circuits ever been devised by man or Herman Tilke, if he is a man, I don't know. Welcome, Minnow. Welcome. Thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate that. And so we're back. At least I'm back anyway. These guys have been here for a while. I made it back, as you'll be pleased to know. Fabio, any questions?
Well, I actually saw you passing by, on the sea.
Yes,
outside
that's
my
right.
house. Yeah.
The Adriatic. I made a right turn instead of a left turn.
Yeah, well, the Tirreno, not the Adriatic. So,
okay.
Tirreno, you would have ended in Trieste and Venice. But yeah, anyway, I saw you. It was a nice boat made out of bananas with a crew of monkeys. So yeah,
that's right. Yeah, lemurs. Yeah. We had such a good time. Yeah. Oh, it was a wonderful journey. I had a bit of trouble when I got to the UK because immigration and all that. They weren't that pleased, but I did put on a French accent. And everything was all right.
Yeah, cool.
I convinced them I was Catholic, and there we go. That was enough. Yeah. What can I say? Hello, Geo Sam. Welcome. Good to see you too. Okay, Lucky, how are you today?
I'm here.
Fantastic.
Much as I can see for the moment.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, we'll go with that then. We will go with that.
Move along. I've got to find a picture here. Just move along.
Moving along. Yeah. Speaking of pictures, that's that looks like Monaco. Is that Nuvolari? No.
Oh, this one. No, it's Ascari and Farina. Hold on a second.
Ascari and Farina. Yeah, I couldn't see the drivers. Oh, look at that. That's back in the days when Ferraris were Fiats.
Well, not really. I mean, they were just not Alfa Romeos. So.
Is that Alfa Romeo? Is it okay? I got that.
Well, he started with Alfa Romeo. I mean,
of course they did.
As Ferrari basically managed an Alfa Romeo team, and the first, yeah,
engine in the front. Brilliant. Yeah. Okay, we're going to get on now. I think I'm just going to give you a race review. Of course, Max Verstappen, a fantastic pole position. And again, I think we all thought to some degree, except me, that Max would just pull away, have the clean air at the front. And of course, the cars this year, heavily affected by aero. You can't follow another car very easily at all. Seems to be a longer gap than previous years as well, maybe 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds before you can really get far enough back to keep your tyres cool. But so, odds on Max in pole position, he was just going to pull away, and that was going to be that. However, McLaren's had something up their sleeve. Firstly, they had the wizard Harry Piastri, and he basically had a few spells up his sleeve, which was great. Firstly, there was a way into the first corner, and he had an amazing Reactus Quickest he cast first of all, straight off the line, and managed to beat Verstappen's reaction time by 0.2 of a second. That was enough. And then into the first corner, he did this. He Expelliarmus Maxus from Trackus. And he basically just made Max Verstappen put his foot down on the outside, leaving him no room. One would say justice has finally been done to Max, because the number of times I've seen him do this is quite remarkable. And instead of Max just backing off and getting behind Piastri, no, he decides to put his foot down over the escape road part and came out at least a second or two ahead of Piastri. When this went to race review, Max got a 5-second penalty. Justly so. I thought it was a little too mild. I would have been giving him a 10-second because I thought that's what they were going to do this year. But no, it was just a 5-second like Norris got last year in, I think it was America, was it? In COTA.
Yeah.
So, consistency there by the judges, the referees, and that was pretty good. So as I say, a brilliant start on the inside from Piastri. Managed to get Max to drive off track and then put his foot down. And he didn't hold up or give the place back, which would have been the sensible thing to do. But of course, this is Red Bull we're talking about. And Max don't like to give positions up, even if they're due. Into the fourth corner, Gasly unluckily came together with um, Tsunoda and put Gasly in the wall. Tsunoda managed to get away with it to at least drive round to the pits, where they then took him out of the race because of damage on his car. Very unlucky, really, for Gasly, I felt. He's been driving excellently this season and really didn't deserve that. Further back in the pit, all the cars seemed to get through okay. One of Antonelli taking to the pit road as well, didn't get a penalty. He backed off so much. It was Tsunoda down the inside. He was clearly beaten into the corner. Gasly pushing his luck around the outside. Maybe Tsunoda didn't give him any space at all. Bloody Red Bulls, eh? Causing trouble all over the place. As I say, it was like maybe 0.3 of a second reaction time for the young wizard, Harry Piastri, and very good. On the restart, Max got away really well, and this was before the actual penalty came through, and then the 5-second penalty eventually came through, and of course Max just said, he forced me off track. What could I do? I could do nothing. I was innocent, sir. Hello, good evening to Simon, Fabio, and Lucky. Thank you, Bob Elvis. We're really glad you're here. I don't think it was a harsh penalty because of the length of time, but I do feel that under the circumstances of Kota last year, Max really should have just given the place back and overtaken him later in the lap. However, that's not how things went out. In fact, it was lasted way. In fact, he did not serve the penalty until the pit stop, by which time he had to do.
You've got mic problems, Simos. You're getting a bit.
Okay. Thank you.
In and out.
Is it still going now, or?
No, it's fine. Now it's fine.
That's better now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably me just losing breath. Anyway, using a potato for a mic. I'm not. No. Potato. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Anyway, there was some great racing up and down. Both Ferraris really getting stuck in. Norris coming through from his late low start. I think it was in sixth, and really getting to grips with both the Ferraris and the Mercedes. In fact, Norris, I thought, drove the best race of the best driver of the race for me, just to his comeback. Just for his comeback, obviously he had the car to do it. And then lap 20, Piastri comes in for a pit stop. This then forces Max in. Well, this was going to force Max in, I should say. He also Antonelli pitted at the same time. Piastri went onto the hard tyres, which was going to be the tyre of the race. Again, some brilliant overtake. Norris and Piastri and Hamilton. Piastri really going around the outside where he shouldn't have been able to, and passing. Lap 22, so 2 laps later, Max into the stop, putting the hard tyres on. Had to wait 5 seconds. Had a pretty damn good stop, actually, considering 8.3 seconds. So 3.3 seconds, which is not bad when you're serving a pit stop. So at least that was good to see. Obviously, Piastri getting past. Also, Leclerc in the lead at this point, of course, because he hadn't stopped. Leclerc, the tyre whisperer, what can I say? Taking his tyres further than anybody else by a long way and still managing to maintain pace with them. Well done to him. Alonso getting cut off by his teammate when being overtaken by Lawson, I think it was, or when Lawson was overtaking Gabriel Bortoleto. Lap 34 then, Norris screams into the pits. He started on hard tyres, of course, coming through. Went on to softs. Lucky to get away, really, without any penalties there, I felt. He was really pushing the entry and exit of the pits. They did look at it later, but Fortunately, he kept his tyres onto the line. Charles Leclerc again on the new tyres. Fastest lap after fastest lap after fastest lap. He did 3 laps, Charles Leclerc, all at the same time, to the 10th of a second. Very consistent. And again, I mean, possible driver of the day. For me, it was between those two. It could have been either of them. If the McLaren wasn't so good, I would have given it to Leclerc because he was very consistent and very fast. Hamilton's struggling again in that Ferrari. Don't know why. We're hoping that the Imola upgrades that are due will make the difference there, and at least we can get a 3-way battle. The Mercedes not really showing great pace either. I guess this is down to the heat and the tyre wear. So it looks to me, guys, and I know you're going to be glad for me that I say this, looks to me like this is going to be a tyre season. This is the main talk I feel this season is going to be tyres. So, yeah, let's start talking about them soon. By the way, I did mention at the end, I put on screen at the end of the last show, of course, that, this year at Saudi Arabia, we had a set softer for the Saudi, which is why the tyres weren't really hanging on. And it wouldn't have made too much difference either way, I feel. But there we go. The race ended, of course, as they always do. Oscar Piastri, first place, 25 points. Max Verstappen, second place to Max. Charles Leclerc, the pastry in the Ferrari, third place, 15. Norris, Russell, Antonelli, Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, well done to Williams here. Honourable mention, Alex Albon in 9th place. And Isaac Hadjar. Guys, I know you've been missing this pronunciation. Isaac Hadjar in 10th place for Racing Bulls, once again beating Liam Lawson. Right? I mean, why they didn't get Tsunoda from the beginning of the season, we have no idea, other than probably about $30 million that Honda decided to pay them to get him in. Did I get a dog, Simons? Don't know. I'm not sure. No, I missed when that came up. Sorry.
No, that was Masha outside barking. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. No, I didn't get a dog. No. Oh, welcome, Sandy. Welcome, Sandy. Is that a wheelchair? Is that for me? Is it? Yeah. That's my life story. Cars. Well, apart from bike, I went bikes first. Bikes, cars, scooters, and then wheelchairs. Anyway, so that was the race. Saudi Arabia. There's a few more things to say, and probably I'm going to leave that now. What? Okay, thank you.
Can I just quickly say, if you look in Discord, there's a picture of one of the other passengers in the banana boat. I thought you might like to bring up for people.
Oh yes, yeah. I forgot there was that. I recognise that person. Let me just share that a second.
I think he's the captain of the banana boat.
Hang on a second.
That was probably the reason it took you not that much time to get home. If that guy was driving.
No, I don't know. I can't do that, I'm afraid. It's not come up in my application. I'd have to save it and then open it.
No way.
Anyway, okay, yeah. I'll try and do that in a minute. Okay. I was looking. Sorry, what's this? Oh, I'm on the wrong screen again. Bob says I was looking at emoticon and actually pressed enter. Oh, I see. Okay, no problem, mate. Okay, so thank you very much. That was Saudi Arabia. It's left an interesting position in the Drivers' Championship, which I'll just go through quickly. Hopefully they put it up here. Oscar Piastri, 99 points. Lando Norris, second, 89 points. Max Verstappen, just behind him on 87. Still everything to play for Red Bull. George Russell, fourth place, 73. Charles Leclerc, 47, disappointing. Andrea Antonelli, bunga, 38 points. Lewis Hamilton, it's hammer time, 31, even more disappointing. Alex Albon, 20 points. Where does he get these points from all the time? He's just always there or thereabouts. Esteban Ocon, 14, despite the fact that Gasly's been driving so well. And Lance Stroll. Sorry, should I say that again?
Yeah.
My crack says Lance Stroll is the best Aston Martin driver, and probably the best Aston Martin Canadian driver of all time. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Well, he started the most races for sure.
Yeah. One word. Can you just sum up what you think about that? What would Mike Crack be saying?
Mike Crack would be saying, Lance Stroll, what a twat.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
There you
much
go.
indeed. Okay, so now over to well, Ferrari, Fabio.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a really good race. I mean, a lot of things. Start to restart. Yeah. I mean, interesting race. I want to start from the bottom of what you said when you started the championship. To me, it's really interesting. All the teams have got points at that time right now, which is, it's something interesting, I think, to say. Everybody got some points during those races, and everybody scored points. Having said that, back to the race. Yeah, interesting start. Max tried, but he didn't succeed. Piastri actually made a brilliant start. It was interesting to see that both of them at the start were pointing at each other. The car were not straight; they were just like that. So that was really interesting, and was preparing for what was going to happen in the first corner, which it did. Max got 5 seconds. He wasn't happy about that, but I think they were deserved. Another penalty which has not been given, which I think it should have been given, was the one to Lando Norris at the exit of the pit. I think that he went over the line, at least with one tire. And the thing I can't remember, and we'll discuss it, during the race with Simos, if the new rule says you cannot pinch the line or you cannot cross the line. And I thought it was pinch, or if it was pinch the line, it was obviously pinching the line. Probably it's crossing the line, and he didn't with the car, for just centimeters. But anyway,
I went back and checked, and there was a penalty at Canada, not given because the wheel was on the line.
Oh, okay.
And that's a very similar exit as well as it happens to Saudi. So yeah.
Anyway, I mean, Lando Norris was Lando Norris, so I mean, it wouldn't have made any much of a difference. It just drove like I mean, considering what Piastri did with the same car, Lando is really. I mean, I think he really needs a mental coach right now, because he lost the third place because he felt for the oldest trick on that circuit twice by Hamilton, which let him overtake before the corner, before the last corner, and then Hamilton at the DRS, because the detection point is before, at the DRS of the straight, and he passed him twice, and then he did again the other lap, the very same thing. It took him 3 laps to realize that, oh, okay, this is what he's doing. Funny thing is that Hamilton did the very same thing last year. And knowing, as I know, that before the race there is a team of persons that sit down with the drivers, and they look at previous races, what has happened, what can happen. I mean, Norris should have known that. I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody told him about it. I don't know if he wasn't paying attention, but anyway, I'm also positive that his race engineer told him the first time it happened, don't do that because it's gonna fuck you up. And then he did again. Funny thing is that by a quick calculation of the bottom of a napkin, he lost about 3.5 seconds, which would allow him to get third position, which he didn't. So yeah, Lando Norris. What can I say about that guy? It's really, I mean, right now he's really. I think he needs a mental coach. I was super impressed by Leclerc. I think that Leclerc right now is the best driver we have on the grid. Considering the car that he's driving, the difficulties he has, because he made a spectacular race. I had the timing. I've lost it, but I had the timing in front of me, and I think he lapped consistently in. He never went over 34 seconds, 1 minute 34, and he made 32s at the end. It was just like a metronome. It was really impressive. He found something. Well, no, he hasn't found something in the car. He found a way to drive that car. We can talk about it later, because I've got a pretty good idea of what he's doing right now, and why Lewis is not able to do the same thing with that car. But yeah, it was really, really, really impressive, and I think he should be really happy and pat himself on the back, considering the kind of car that he has. Yeah, other things that I was impressed by. The overtake that Piastri did to Lewis I think was corner 21 or something like that. And that was really, really, really impressive on the outside and in the dirt. Really good. And last thing I want to say, there was another interesting race last Sunday in Imola, the WEC, where in that race a Ferrari won, and Valentino Rossi didn't took the victory for the GT3 because he fucked up I think an hour to the end. He just crashed into a car and they gave him a penalty, so it didn't win. But yeah, Giovinazzi won with the 499, and yeah, I mean, at least the Ferrari won something last Saturday.
Okay.
Last Sunday, sorry.
Thank you very much. And now I'm just going to pass it over to special host Lucky7Wolfin. Thank you very much indeed. Lucky, how did you find the race? And is there anyone you want to say hello to?
Hello, Sonny, and everyone else that's here, Bob and Sandy and the rest of the folks in chat. Okay, well, I kind of thought it was a dull race, to be honest with you guys. Apart from the two McLarens and Leclerc, I thought it was just a bit dull. But we'll start with my man. I believe his name is now pronounced Isaac and not Isaac, as I have been saying. Apparently that's correct, the correct Nigerian Isaac, or wherever it's from.
Isaac Hadjar, yeah.
Okay. Isaac. Yeah, Isaac. He was 14th in qualifying and 10th in the race. Second time he's scored points this year. So he's a bit dull. He needs to do something stupid, or we're going to have to drop him, I think. He's far too competent. And once again,
I think again another brilliant rookie, right?
Yeah.
Apart from Antonelli, yeah, he seems to be the rookie who, despite his bad start, is doing pretty well. And hopefully, Helmut Marko isn't, quote, embarrassed, unquote, anymore over the poor boy. Lance Stroll is still a twat. He started 16th and finished. Lance Stroll is a twat. I'm going to agree with Fabio this week on Driver of the Day. I think Leclerc was the man. As Fabio said, he just went. And he was second fastest in the lap tables as well, I believe. So apart from Lando Norris, he appeared to be the raciest guy on the track. And as I always say, he does what he does best by putting his head down and just going and putting in the laps. He seems to have a remarkable talent for that. I suppose we better talk about the penalty. We can't get away from that, I suppose. Piastri out Verstappen. No, it won't be an hour and 30 minutes, maybe. So, yeah, Max got out-maxed by Piastri, and I'm not sure about this. He should have given the place back. They should have made him give the place back instead of this just letting him disappear off into the distance in clean air. I don't think that was a very clever move. But having said that, Antonelli again, he's the rookie this year, 5th for Antonelli. There just doesn't seem to be any stopping him. And he was quicker than his teammate.
Can I just say, sorry, interrupt you, about Antonelli. Antonelli started the race. He wasn't feeling well. And he had to be, when he arrived, he had to be physically carried away, by somebody. So that was even more impressive.
Yeah. I think he's going to be a driver of the future.
Yeah, I think he was carried away by 2 very large-breasted nurses wearing very skimpy outfits.
He was carried away to some bunga time. Hamilton, he's being shown up by his teammate. Do you think Hamilton's having problems with this car? He said after the race that he had tried everything and doesn't seem to be getting to grips with the car quite as well as Charles Leclerc. What do you think on that, guys?
I think that Hamilton underestimated the time and difficulties that he had to do in order to adapt to a new car. I think it was during this race that they interviewed him and they asked him, what you need, in order to make that car, go faster, as fast as you want. And he said, I need a brain transplant.
Yeah.
So I think that the problem is still trying to adapt both to the team, but mostly to the way that the car behaves. It's a new engine, new power delivery, new brakes. Everything is really, really, really new to him. And I think he kind of underestimated, or maybe people were too optimistic on how much he would adapt to that car. I mean, he's been driving the same car for 7 years, not more. 8 years in Mercedes. How many years he spent? 10. Well, I mean, like forever, So and even before on the McLaren, he still had the Mercedes engine. So yeah, I think it's difficult. It's difficult, and it's something that Leclerc, doesn't have to, because he knows the car way more than Lewis, and
yeah, that seems reasonable. I think the time that Leclerc has with the car, as you say, is a huge advantage. Yeah. Lando Norris, you said he just doesn't have this situational awareness, and somebody needs to have a talk with him. I mean, it took him 3 laps to work that Hamilton business out. And not only did it take him 3 laps, his engineer had already told him what was going to happen. And it still took him 3 laps. The overtake that Piastri did in comparison when he went past Hamilton was just amazing. Round outside of the long left-hand corner. He just drove past him, and there was nothing Hamilton can do. And he drove him past him in the dirty part of the circuit. So that McLaren, it seems to be certainly the fastest car. Norris was the fastest guy around the track with Leclerc, and then I think Verstappen or who the hell was I can't remember. But the McLarens, are they going to start, do you think, concentrating on Piastri as the number one guy, start giving him the brakes? Or do you think they'll keep going again with this same papaya, everybody's equal business? What do you think?
I mean, I think it's a little bit too soon. So I guess that the trend is the one you described. I think that it's a little bit too soon right now. So I think they want to see what happens. They had margin with that car. I agree with what I think Piastri said. That everybody says our car is the best car, which it is, but it's not that it's like the best car the way that the Mercedes or the Red Bull were when they were the best car. They have such a huge margin. I mean, everybody is pretty close, So
Yeah, it seems to me that well, two things I'll say first. Firstly, that McLaren traditionally don't have a number one, number two driver set up. They do let their drivers race all year. They expect them not to crash, of course. So I don't think they will until it becomes obvious, like very obvious. They won't have a number one driver, which is a good thing, I think. I also think Norris's tracks that he's going to be good on versus those that Piastri's going to be good on are going to be fairly even this year. And as I said, third thing I'll just say quickly is tyres. The car that's out in front is going to have much better grip throughout the race, and it's going to make the second car look a little shabby. And that's what happened in Saudi Arabia. It's not just to McLaren. It happens to all the teams, right? So Leclerc was that much better. Well, actually, if you look back, you'll see he was running in clear air a lot more than Hamilton was. Hamilton was constantly in dirty air. So I do think that that's probably some of the reason that Hamilton's pace was a little less, although it still would have been less anyway because of how consistent and how brilliant Charles sets up that Ferrari. So I still don't think that that's there. Same thing with the Mercedes. Antonelli constantly running in dirty air and was a bit slower than Russell all race. So there was that. And we'll just go through these questions quickly. Tsunoda, was Tsunoda to blame for his exit in the first round, in the first corner of the first round? I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh, no. In the race, did he?
In the race when he hit.
Oh yeah, I think Tsunoda. I think Tsunoda was behind at the apex, personally, and I think he was to blame. Although it could be 50-50. I think also Gasly trying to go around the outside, although he was unsighted, should have known that he was there and left him a little more space. But I do think that Tsunoda was pushing his luck. And really was out of control. I think he didn't aim to leave a gap, shall we say, on the second half of the chicane. So I think that crash was inevitable once they went in the way they did to the first part of it, first lap. Yeah,
I don't think that the Gasly even saw the guy.
Not really. No, he must have known he was there because he left a lot of room on the apex.
Yeah, so but I don't think that the moment he turned, I don't think that he thought it was still there. You know what I mean? I mean, it should have lifted way before. There was no way.
I agree. I think Tsunoda was a little naive there, but I don't want to be put this all on Red Bull. Sorry, Bub, but that's the pressure that Red Bull put on their drivers, not to give up an inch. That's how they race. So these kind of crashes come from Red Bull more than they come from other teams, I feel. So it's just how it is. I think if Tsunoda had given up there, he might have felt he'd be going back to the pits going, well, why did you do that? So, and of course he's in the top team now. So I guess he feels he needs to fight for every inch of track the way Max Verstappen does. So there we go. Where were we up to? Lucky you were finishing your bit.
Well, I was going to say, I think given the nature of the track, I'm surprised there wasn't more first lap incidents of cars touching. I think it was just an unfortunate set of circumstances for the two of them. But as you said, they've got to fight for their places, and sometimes if you're fighting for places, then things are going to happen. Max, we better talk about Max. Max's race. And let's hope now that people are going to stop saying, Max is going to be leaving. Max is going to be leaving Red Bull. He's going to be going. He took pole. He would have won that race easily had the first corner incident not happened. So stop saying he's going to be leaving, people, because he had one bad race. It doesn't work like that. And what else is there to talk about?
Yeah, I'm not sure that's necessarily true. Even if he'd won that race, I still think Max has got a very difficult season. He doesn't have Tsunoda backing him up for pit strategy, and those McLarens on the long runs. That's where their pace advantage is. The cars may be fairly equal, although McLaren still have a couple of tenths maybe per lap, which is still significant. But towards the end of the stints, they're getting up to half a second a lap. And I think that would be significant in virtually every race we go to this year. And the reason I say it's going to be significant in virtually every race we go to this year is because of tyre wear.
Max is going to go in Aston Martin next year.
Way, I called it. I called it first. Thank you. You owe me a bottle of wine.
And what?
Sorry.
I mean, I never bet a bottle of wine.
I'm making shit up. You're Italian. I'm stereotyping you. I've just rode all the way back from Madagascar with a load of monkeys. Why not?
There are two reasons why it's going to go in Aston. Well, actually, there are more than two. But, there are some main reasons. The first one is that in Red Bull, they have big problems with the power unit that they're developing for next year. It's not where they want it to be. The second one is that Aston, on the other hand, is going to have a Honda engine. Of course, they got Newey. He knows Newey really well. And the money, it's I don't think it's going to be the money the deciding factor. I think the two deciding factor would be those ones. The fact that the power unit in Red Bull is not where they want it to be, and the Honda power unit is going to be in Aston. I just want guys to let you know that last race in Japan, they had the like a big party in Honda, and guess who was the guest of honor?
Was it me?
No, it was Max Verstappen.
It was Max Verstappen.
Yeah,
well, he's done very well for them. 4 championships, 4 years.
But still,
Honda, first in a long time.
Yeah, but it was the Honda party, if you get what I mean.
I understand. This is why I first called it, to be honest with you. I first called that he would be going there because of those reasons. I was there at that meeting, as you know, Fabio. There we go. Yeah. Before we move on, just a quick interrupting from, I need to do some sponsorship deals. Here we go. Please put your comments in the YouTube comment section. For each comment, we'll get you a ticket for the draw. Fabio, can you tell us about the draw?
Yeah, the draw is going to be. I'm not prepared. I mean, I should have put a picture, but it's going to be a 3D printed calendar of the 2025 races with all the outlines of the tracks, and it's going to be signed by me, Simons, and Lucky, and it will be sent free of charge to whoever wins the draw.
There we go. I'm just looking for a picture now, so can't find it.
I'll find it, and the moment I find you, I'll let you know. Hold on a second. Yeah, you guys go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Lucky. Anything you'd like to add there?
No.
Great. Okay, thanks for that. That's amazing. Brilliant. Do you like gladiator movies, Lucky? Okay, just checking. Okay.
I've been in a Turkish prison.
You've been in a Turkish bath, have you?
No, Turkish prison.
A Turkey? Is that what it was? I can't remember.
It's a Turkish prison. God almighty, you got it wrong, you bungling amateur.
Yeah, there you go. It's been a long time since I've seen that, but there you go.
No, it was a Turkish prison. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Dave. Good to see you. Thank you, Captive Desk. Of course, Captive Desk does a Saturday Night of the Atheists at 10 o'clock UK time on Saturdays. Please come along, sub to his channel for that. And Mino says, hi, Dave. Good. Thank you. Aren't they the same thing? Don't know if they're the same thing or not. Yes, they are very similar. That's for sure. Okay. Moving on with the show then.
I found the thingy.
Oh, yeah. Where did you put it?
I'm
Oh,
sharing
yeah,
it.
you're doing
Yeah.
sharing it. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. So yes, you yourself could win this
Yes.
very plaque signed by very
Whoa.
exclusive Formula One personnel,
Yeah.
3 of them, straight from whichever race we're at the time, or not, as the case may be. It's a fantastic item. So
It will probably be not the same colors. I'll tell you from the get go. But yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
this one.
yeah, we'll probably do them all in, red, yellow, green, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
knows?
Depending on what paint I've got available at the time. So
There you go. So yeah, put a comments. Start putting your comments into the videos after we've posted them, or after they've come up, and you can, and just say you want to be added for Fabio's first prize draw. We were going to call this, and also each comment will get you a ticket. And well done, Bub, because you're probably going to be the person that puts the most in. Because I know you, Bub. You love a free gift, and who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, and the draw will probably happen, like end of June, stuff like that. Just kind of mid-season ish. So yeah,
Okay.
mid-June.
Okay, yeah,
end
great.
of June. Yeah.
Yeah, start putting them there. If you want to go back, we'll retrograde them to the beginning of the season. So if you want to go back and put in comments to the previous ones as well, we will include those.
Yeah.
And this is open to anybody. It'll be a free draw, so don't worry.
Yeah.
And as I say, we'll send it out free of charge, no expense. We'll get it dropped off. We're going to use the Ferrari air cargo traffic to get it to you. So it might be delivered by somebody in a red suit. Who knows? Okay, there we go. Anything else we've got here, guys?
Nope.
Okay, in that case, you know what time that means, then, don't you?
Well, I mean, one more thing, I want to talk about, because there's been some talk about, what has Leclerc found that Hamilton hasn't, and I think that what Leclerc is doing is going for a more loaded car at the front, and is managing the rear better than what Lewis can do. So I think this is it has been talk about him, I found a setup, the car works a little bit better like that. And I think that this is what he's doing. He's the thing is that it's not solving the problem, is basically, adapting his driving style to a problem which is there, which is the lack of balance of the car. Yeah. Which opens, another interesting topic, but it's going to be long to talk about. But in a nutshell, where do you go with the development of the car? If you go, in Leclerc's way or in another way, I think that the development will go in a way to give the car more balance overall, and not taking into consideration what Leclerc is doing right now with the car, because now he's driving over the problems. But the thing is that they got to solve those problems in order.
Agreed, and also because car balance will give them more longevity with the tires.
Yeah,
and I think this year it's a tire race this year.
I think that the only problem that they don't have in Ferrari right now is the tires. To be honest, that's not an issue that they have. The thing is that
not so much.
When you have a more balanced car, you have way more available setup to try in the car.
Sure. Okay, Bob has asked the question, Lucky. Maybe someone dropping out of the top teams, McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, will decide the next team for maps, like Hamilton, for example. Like if somebody gets ill or something, or he decides that it's really the last year. What do you think about that?
So, sorry, what was the question?
The question was about...
I'll answer the question, so it thinks about it. I don't think it's a problem of people dropping out. It's gonna be Stroll, which goes away, and Max goes there, and that's it. And Alonso will probably drop, the following year or stuff like that. But yeah, they will drop people for Max. That's the issue. Yeah. It doesn't need to wait for some people to drop. They will drop.
Yeah, but not necessarily those top teams. I can't see McLaren dropping Piastri or Norris.
Oh no,
I can't see I can't see Mercedes now they've re-signed Russell dropping Russell, and I can't see Ferrari dropping Hamilton or Leclerc.
No.
So I don't think they're going to drop either. Any of those guys are not going to get dropped for Max. Max, although he's a great driver, for sure, he's a full-time world champion, of course. He's only done it with one team. Let's just keep that in the back of our minds. So there's always going to be the accusation level that, it's the car suiting him and a great car designed for him that's really given him these titles, not necessarily the fact that he is the best driver that's got round everything. Now, that's unfair because it's a 4-time world championship. It's not like he fluked it or anything. But, again, these are all newie cars that he's been racing. So
he's also in a position where he can basically choose whatever the fuck he wants to do. And he's trying to pull, he's pulling an Hamilton, basically. When Hamilton decided to go to Mercedes, and it was up for grabs. He's doing that with Aston Martin. He's basically trying to marry a project and things.
But it's not like that with the other teams.
No.
They've all got potential world championships quite easy. So they don't need to worry about it, or they've already got the world champions. I personally think, personally, Max has that pull or has that dominance over Aston. Aston have the money, so right. So Mino says that's the nature of sports, though. It's the car, the driver. You need both, or rely. Yeah, very true. A little less so in Formula One. There's a famous quote, of course, from is it Niki Lauda? No, who was the thing about monkeys?
Yeah, 90% and 10% of that. I mean, even if in recent years, before you go, let me just explain. I think the quote was something like, Formula One drivers are like monkeys. You could put anyone in anything, and they'll still do the same. This is going back to the days when, of course, the car differences were more extreme, right? So this was in like the mid 80s to 90s when every year new technical developments came out on the cars. And
he said it actually.
Yeah, mid 80s, maybe, I don't know.
No, I think it was
anyway.
70s.
Okay, could have been. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, there you go. So that's the thing. Sorry, go ahead, Fabio. You were saying.
No, I was just saying that the fact that that the usual thing was that in F1 it's like something like 80-90% the car and 10% the driver, depending who you're asking. I think that right now, in the this year and even last year, we've seen that the driver is actually, I don't know if it's because of the cars, the new cars or whatever the fuck, but the drivers, they gain way more importance than they used to have in the equation, car and driver. Of course, the car is still, the biggest part, but it's, the driver has shown to be, way more important than it used to be. So
okay, and I just got to interrupt. So quickly go to our sponsors there. Okay, everybody get Manscaped, of course, with the new Bull Temp app for your phone. If you want to know the temperature of your balls after you've shaved them, use the Bull Temp app, the most accurate Bull Temp app on the market. Manscaped for man's downstairs trimming, and of course, don't forget, as you can also, for you ladies, you can get Moundscaped. So just new products on the thing. They haven't come out yet, but I believe they're in development. Right. Sorry about that. I think we should now go to Lucky. Are you ready, Lucky, for your new... okay, great. Well, in that case, I can't remember the name of it. Someone remind me of the name so I can sing the tune.
It's called The Next Section. That's what it's called.
That's it. Is it a myth? Is it a quiz? Is it a quiz? Or is it a myth? Or is it a myth and a quiz? Or a quiz and a myth? Which is probably the same thing. It's a myth and a quiz. Over to you, Lucky.
I'm sorry. I want to show the Bull Temp app.
Oh, great. You've got a picture of it. That's amazing.
Yeah. But
hang on a minute. It's not coming out because of your green screen.
It's not. Yeah. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me see if it works like that. It doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Never mind.
I'll try to take a picture and
take a picture, and we might put it up at the end just for advertising purposes. Okay. So over to you. It's a quiz, over to you, Lucky, for Myth and a Quiz.
Well, it's a mixture of stuff. We, as you guys know, it's 75th Grand Prix anniversary this year. 75 years since the F1 championship started in 1950 at Silverstone. So I thought I'd pick a year to have a quick look back at, and ask you guys a couple of maybe difficult questions, not so difficult questions. So 50 years ago this week, the Formula One circus was hitting Montjuic in Spain for a very disastrous race, which was won eventually by Jochen Mass. However, there was an incident where Ralph Stromanel, I can't remember what his name is. However, he crashed after the rear wing in his car broke and killed 5 spectators and injured himself and some others. So a bit of a tragic week in Formula One. However, in the 1975 season, as you guys know, there was a lot of drivers and a lot of cars entered. Have a quick guess at how many different drivers entered Formula One championship races in 1975.
Oh my God!
I'm not fucking.
Okay, I'll say 42.
You're actually very close. What do you think, Fab?
I don't know. 39.
Oh, no, you went the wrong way. It was actually 46 different drivers entered Formula One championship races. And there were, believe it or not, 35 different entered cars that year as well, all fighting for however many grid spots there was. And there was a lot. Bob got closest, 44. Well, not bad. Where was I? Yeah, they were going for 24, I believe, grid spaces. No, it was 26 grid spaces maybe in that year.
26, yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. And those 35 entered cars, all of them had the Ford DFV engine. That's the 3-liter version of the Ford DFV engine.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Okay, of the 35 entered cars, Fabio, all but 3 of them had a Ford 3-liter V8 DFV engine.
What was the year again? I'm sorry, because I'm doing 3 things.
1975.
75. Okay.
75,
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there were three cars that didn't have the Ford V8. Can you guess which 3 manufacturers they were? Now, one of them's very easy, and the other 2 are ultra difficult.
Ultra difficult. Okay.
So obviously the easy one is Ferrari, right?
It's Ferrari.
We both get half a point for that.
Okay, right.
You've got that one, yeah.
Right.
Okay, I think it's going to be something like maybe Brabham, because they might have had their own engine.
I don't know. I think
they had a Ford. No, they had a Ford. You're right.
No. I think
wasn't Brabham.
I think one. I would say Ligier.
No, it wasn't Ligier. That's a good guess. It was 2 good guesses, but it wasn't. This is so much harder than you might think, and I bet neither of you will get the answer to this.
Okay, it's not going to be that one.
Matra.
Both
was Matra racing in 75?
Oh,
Matra?
You've got one. It was UOP Shadow. One of their cars had a V12 Matra engine.
Okay.
So holy shit, that was a
Shadow. Well done.
Yeah.
I was going to say Wolf actually, but that would have been the same answer. But anyway, there you go. Yeah, Shadow, because they were Shadow Wolf, weren't they?
Oh no.
No, Wolf didn't. Walter Wolf Racing didn't come in until the 80s, I don't think.
Yeah, it wasn't in a race.
Wasn't even
Okay,
there.
so the third one. Let me think. Who the fuck?
Simon, look a bit closer to home, and you might get the.
Oh, okay. Was it the what's the name of the guy? The Lord, what's his
It
name?
wasn't Hesketh. No, Hesketh.
Hesketh.
No,
No.
Esket had a V8.
Ford, yeah,
Esket a
absolutely.
Ford engine. Climax or Cooper, I think was raised.
Not in 75.
No,
think-
Cooper
What
were out
about
racing.
Lotus? What about Lotus? I thought they had a DF. But...
No, Lotus had
They
a Ford engine.
It's a racing team that was very well known up until about 1975, and after 75, I think that they were gone. Close to home.
You'll guess, Fabio.
Close to home for me and Simons. Former drivers.
Williams?
No, it
No, I'm
wasn't.
just guessing.
No.
Fabio?
It wasn't Cooper.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
The former drivers of the team were Jackie Stewart and Graham Hill, amongst others.
Oh, BRM.
You got it.
Well
Good
done.
job. Got them
Yeah.
both.
When you gave it to Jackie Stewart, I was like, oh, yeah. Okay.
No, yeah. I think they ran a 12-cylinder.
12-cylinder.
Which engine was that?
It was their own engine. It was British
Yeah.
Racing
Oh,
Motors.
BRM. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
They
I
ran-
got the screenshot of the Manscaped thingy if you want.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Of the app. It's
Just present it. And I'll put it up.
Oh yeah.
So in the 75 season, as we
Okay.
all know.
And the last question. Yep. You said there were 3.
No, there was three
Oh, that was it. Okay.
teams that I wanted you to name. However, just to cut it short, of course, Niki Lauda won his first title that year. James Hunt won his first race in Holland in Hesketh, which was a major surprise to everybody. I'm sure for James Hunt as much as everybody else. And
I doubt it, knowing that man's ego, but yeah.
There was, of course, the first lady to score points in Formula One in 1975, and that was, of course, Fabio.
Oh my God,
Sophia.
No. No.
Oh, the Italian lady.
Yes.
Shit, I'm drawing a blank. Leila Lombardi.
That's the very one.
Yeah.
She was the first woman to score a point in Formula One. What else happened? That was about it.
Okay, thank you very much. That's great.
A different time in Formula One.
Indeed.
Wrap
it up.
I believe that was the last year where
he's trying to get inside 1 hour.
I know.
Yeah, I know my business.
I'm desperately trying to drag it out longer. Oh shit! What was I going to say there? I totally forgot.
I don't think you were going to say anything more other than.
I was going to say something really important. Give it time. It's super important.
That was the last year where you could enter an individual championship race. In those days, up until 1975, if you had enough money and you had a car and you could get to the track, you could enter a Formula One race as long as you had an international license, racing license. But that all stopped the next year. If you wanted to take part in the races, you had to enter the whole championship, and you had to lay down a load of money for each one of the races. So that stopped all this nonsense with 46 different drivers competing in the championship.